athleticism by Carty as he took that catch. It was a brilliant catch as Hussein bowled to the new batsman Airy, who's well touted, and he drove this. Just threw me down to the boundary for 4. Good shot by Airy. The very first delivery, he got off the mark with a good, pleasant drive. So Hussein, having picked up the wicket, tossed up that one to Airy, and Airy was into his drive and he drove it sweet. They threw me down to the boundary for 4. So Nepal have moved up now to 96 for 5, replying 96 for 5, replying to West Indies 239 all out. A magnificent 216 runs partnership between Pooran and Hope took the West Indies to this massive, impressive total. And they have at this stage Nepal reeling at 96 for 5. We are in the 23rd over. Aries on strike. As I was saying, the slow left arm orthodox spin around the wicket to bowl to Airy. Passes the umpire and bowl to Airy. Airy off the back foot and he cuts. This is running very close to the boundary at backward point and into the boundary now for 4. So Airy's looking good. He's well touted as probably the best batsman, the best all-round cricketer in Nepal. And Airy's after a good start as that took Nepal now up to 100 for 5. We are in the 23rd over. So despite getting the wicket now, sloppy feeling there. Sloppy feeling from Keema Paul at short cover. The ball went right through his legs. He did not bend his knees, did not use the long barrier. As Hussein continued around the wicket to bowl to Airy, and Airy slapped that. That is not a drive, that's a slap. He slapped it down to the man on the long on boundary, and they go through for a single. 101 now for 5. We are in the 23rd over. As Hussein continued, I've been picked up the wicket. 1 for 11 from, this is the second over. As West Indies trying to drive the nail into the coffin of this Nepal team. As Older so far gotten 2 wickets also. Joseph bowled a fiery spell. Hussein, the final delivery of the over bowl. This is Asif, and he bowls to Asif, and Asif just struck the ball out into the offside chase field, and there is no run. Hello everyone, and welcome to the show. Please slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. It's free to subscribe, and you need to only click once. Click on those links in the video description and support those entities who are supporting the Cricket Forum. It has been a magnificent display of batting for the West Indies. For although losing Myers in the second over of the day's play for 1, and then Charles shortly after for 0, Hope and King took the score to 55 before King was out bowled, played on to Labachane. Then Pooran joined Hope, and what a magnificent partnership it was. They took the score from 55 for 3 to 271 before Pooran, well bowled and caught by Airy, who just came to the crease and is now facing up to Joseph, as Joseph runs in bowl to Airy, a tight line to Airy, and Airy defends out into the onside, and there's no run. So the score remained at 101 for 5. But what a brilliant, accelerating partnership that was between Pooran and Hope, as they put the Nepal bowlers to the sword and show them that they are indeed an associate member of the ICC. It was a full member playing the associate member, and Nepal felt it. And I like how we are playing this match. Make a big total, and we're going to get them out for less than 200 as Joseph bowled to Airy. Airy looking to turn that one into the onside, misses, taken on the pad, and the ball go back down the pitch to the bowler, and the score remained at 102 for 5. We are in the 24th over. The right-arm fast bowler Joseph, who have got a 1 for 24 so far from his 4.2 overs. He got the breakthrough when he bowled Brutel in his second delivery of his opening spell. The first ball he bowled to Brutel. Brutel came on the front foot and drove it sweetly through the offside for 4. And I said, wow, we're in trouble. Joseph bowled to Airy, and Airy drives to the man at short extra cover, and there is no run, who send the return into the keeper. And he drove that ball sweetly through extra cover. And I said, this team looks good. But then Joseph knocked him over at about the 4th delivery of his first over, the second of the Nepal innings. And from that, West Indies have been picking away. And at this stage, Nepal are 101 for 5. We are in the 24th over. Joseph now in his 5th over, 1 for 24 so far, as he walks back to the top of his mark. What a brilliant, high-intensity catch, high-dexterity catch that was from Casey Carty just a few minutes ago. Wow, it was a good catch to give Hussein his first wicket. As Joseph begins to move in now, he leans forward, he straightens up, passes the umpire, and ball to area, and the area defense out into the offside, straight to the man at cover, and there's no run. One of the score remained at 101 for 5. We're in the 24th over, as I said earlier. It was a brilliant dexterity. West Indies dropped 2 catches, but those catches, I would consider them difficult. One would say that Myers should have taken the one at second slip, but if you have played at first slip, but if you have played the game, you'll realize that ball came to Myers fast. It was Joseph bowling, and it came at a very awkward position where you have to decide how he's going to set his hand and his body very quickly. Joseph bowled to area, and Area clipped this off his pad, down to the man on the long leg boundary, like looks to be Carty, who runs in and field and limit them to a single, and the score moves up to 102 for 5. If you play the cricket and you feel anywhere in the slip region, that ball came to Myers at an awkward eye. You could say at this level they need to take those catches, but I agree that those catches should be taken, but it was not easy. Brandon King won. If you look back at it, he was full stretch to his right, and it didn't stop. So those were 2 chances that went down. But as we watch Joseph bowl to Area looking to work the ball into the onside. Not Area, Asif looking to work the ball into the onside. Misses, take him on his spot. The end of over number 24. Nepal, replying to 339 made by West Indies, are 102 for 5. Hello everyone and welcome to the show. How are you doing this morning? I hope you are enjoying yourself. I hope you are enjoying this Ruthless. Shea Hope called for a ruthless performance from the West Indies team, and I hope you are enjoying this ruthless performance. The theory of Hope coming to bat at number 4 is to do 2 things: provide stability to the middle and allow attacking batsmen to utilize power play. Yes, before the series against UAE, and that interview with Shea Hope is on the home page, so you can check it out. That's exactly what he said. Good morning, Matt Pryor. Good morning, Bobby Buns. Matt Pryor, that is it. That's true. Yes, he did say so. That interview is on the home page. Hussein continues round the wicket to bowl to Area, and Area strokes the ball in the gap, in the offside, down to the fielder on the cover boundary, and they are through for a single. The score moves up now to 103 for 5. We're in over number 25. As Hussein continues to bowl round the wicket. The new Asif is now on strike. Asif has come into strike. Let's watch as Hussein round the wicket to bowl to Asif. He bowls to Asif, and Asif defends down the offside of the pitch, and there is no run. The fielder at short extra cover runs to his right and field as the score remained on 103 for 5. Hussein tosses the ball from Antoine. He grips it now, and he walks in as in his customary fashion and bowl to Asif, and Asif sweeps, and that one down to the man on the backward square leg boundary, misfield. That looks to be poor, and it goes into the boundary. No, Charles. That was Charles, and it goes into the boundary. Poor effort there from Charles. It was coming straight to him, and he allows it to escape his gaps and goes into the boundary for 4. Oh, poor effort there from Charles. So that will take the Nepal team up to 107 for 5. And Hussein is furious as he comes in again, round the wicket to bowl to Asif, up and bowl to Asif. Asif leaves that one alone outside the half stop, and it goes through to the keeper open. There's no run. That's what Hussein now as he gathers, tosses the ball from Antoine. Looks up and see that Asif is ready. He in and bowl to Asif, and Asif sweeps again, this time along the ground. Let's see if Charles will do better this time. Yes, he does. This time he was moving to his right, and he sends the return into the keeper Hope, and the score moves up to 108 for 5 with 1 delivery of the 25th over remaining. So we are halfway through the Nepal innings, and they are 108 for 5. We should not let them get away from this. They should not get away like the US. As Hussein bowls to Aries down the pitch, and he swings this ball in the air, over the top, over long off for 6 runs. Good shot by Airy, and that takes the score up to 114 for 5 at the end of the 25th over. Airy, who comes into this game as a very, very talented all-rounder and one of the brightest lights in Nepal cricket. So West Indies are on the charge. Please smash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. the key match, I think, in this round, two key match. First, I think we need to beat Zimbabwe. And now that we are beating Nepal, I would want Nepal to beat Netherlands. So now that we have beat Nepal, I want Nepal to go through to the second round. Because if Nepal goes through to the second round, West Indies carry these 2 points with them to the second round. So I want Nepal to beat the Netherlands. And we need to beat Zimbabwe also. So we'll carry those 2 points to the second round. A short delivery from Joseph, and the batsman ducks, the umpire signal wide, the score moves up to 115. 115 for 5. Matt Pryor is saying, an hope comes out anyway, being a wicket or two down. Yes, Ian Nichols, welcome to the show. Good morning. They bowled well and excellent batting. Yes, we are bowling well and excellent batting. Barry Bonds, if Mayers and King are going to compete against top teams, they have to learn to grind. Hope can't do everything. Bobby Bonds, but it's one of those things. Those mornings are usually difficult to bat. But I take your point. They probably need stability. But 32 from King wasn't so bad. I mean, he played a poor shot. He played a nothing shot. King played a nothing shot and was bowled for 32. And someone said to me in the chat the other day that King is a very good player of spin. But this morning, the statistics came up that King is averaging 22 against spin. So that is something that Carl Hooper probably need. Ian Carl Hooper need to sit down and they need to iron out our batting coach. For the internet, don't give me any trouble today. Don't give me any trouble today. As that Joseph bowls to Asif and that one goes through to keeper and there's no run. Winston King, welcome back to the show. It's a long time I've not seen you on the show or saw you in the comment. How are you? How is North America? Good morning, the Cricket Forum. Very good showing thus far for the West Indies. Indeed, very impressive. Sheldon, how did Pooran do? I know that you must be happy with Pooran. Now, welcome, Sheldon. Hope has to open with King. We cannot afford to be 2 and 3 down for very little. We cannot depend on Pooran to come and make fast runs every game. It is true that we cannot depend on one batsman. No team can really depend on one batsman. But Hope have decided that this is a strategy. And Sheldon, I take your point because I'm looking at it too, and maybe you want Hope to open. Maybe I want Hope to open too, but if the captain and the coach decide that he's going to bat at 4, give them the benefit of the doubt and until it fails. No, not until it fails. If it fails, can we hope that it does not fail? So give them the benefit of the doubt. I take your point. Beating outside the half stump, trying to play the ram shot. There was Asif. Winston King, they are a little sloppy. They are a little sloppy in the field, but good showing. Yes, the feeling was very disappointed from Sunday, and there's a little improvement in today's feeling, and we hope that it continues as the guys gel together and as they work together. We hope the feeling continue to improve. I feel Hope should just open and be done with. Matt Pryor, the theory is not working. The batting power play not being utilized, and what happened today won't happen always. Well, my view on that, we make 339, so I don't think we can complain. If it is like a game of domino. You are playing a game of domino, and everyone who is behind you watching the game of domino wants to tell you what to play, even when you win the game. So my position is that they made 339. We lost 2 quick wickets. We recovered and made 339. I think that overshadows the fact that we lost 2 wickets. And we just hope that in the next match, the openers perform. Because remember that Charles made 50 in the first match. And Brandon King, although 32 is not the standard, Brandon King made 32 in this match. So let's give them a chance, Matt Pryor. Let's see what will happen. But I take your point. Matt Pryor. I take your point. I take it. And while opening the innings, Hope average is higher than batting at number 4. So I take the point, Sheldon. I take the point, Matt Pryor. The catch that got Pooran out was incredible. Well, Sheldon. It was a brilliant catch. What a catch it was. What a catch. I see Sheldon there, and Bobby Bonds replying to Sheldon. No, Sheldon, hope need to be back exact. So, good conversation going. Winston King, good conversation. Keep the conversation going down the leg side from Joseph. Wide signal by the umpire. The score moves up to 121 for 5. Joseph looks short of work to me from Sunday. He's bowling fast, but he's not as bowling as accurate as he was 6 months ago. And that is probably because he's short of work. So West Indies is going to win this match. Netherlands is expected to beat the USA. The last time I checked, Netherlands was large and in charge of that match. So they expect to beat the USA. I want Nepal to beat the Netherlands. Very important that Nepal beat the Netherlands. Bowl to Asif, and Asif flashes outside the off stump and misses. Why I want Nepal to beat the Netherlands, I've said it earlier. I expect us to beat the Netherlands. But what we know for sure right now, right here, is that we are going to beat Nepal. So we have those 2 points. So if Nepal beat the Netherlands, Nepal will go through to the second round with us and Zimbabwe. We would at least guarantee those 2 points from Nepal. So that's why I'm saying that I want Nepal to beat the Netherlands. I'm just looking at what is guaranteed. That's why I said that. I hope it makes sense. I know I talk a lot of foolishness sometimes, but I hope it makes sense in this case. Mayers has been out of form for quite some time now. I think the last time he made some runs was that century against New Zealand. Winston King, you may remind me, could someone double check that? Was it the last time that Mayers make a good score was that century against New Zealand? As Hussein round the wicket ball to Airy, and Airy tucked this in the onside. They've gone through for one. They're looking for the second. Yes, they got it quite comfortable as Pooran coming off the mid-wicket boundary was unable to prevent the second run. As Hussein starts his 4th over. The score now moves up to 120. What's the score now? 123 for 5. Let's watch as Hussein tosses the ball from hand to hand. Looks up and see that Airy is ready. 123 for 5. We're in the 27th over. Airy seconds over his batter, slip coaches, and he just eases this ball into the onside. The man offside, the man at backward point, who is Ruston Chase Field, and there is no runs. No runs, sorry. The target is 340. Nepal 123 for 5. We're in the 27th over. Hussein, the slow left arm orthodox spin around the wicket. He bowls to Airy, and Airy stand up in his crease and just stroke the ball down to the fielder at mid-off, who is Mayers, and there's no run, who tosses the ball back to Hussein, and Hussein rubs it on his faddle. He looks up and see that Airy is ready. He walks in now, just about reaches the umpire up and bowl to Airy, and Airy again off the back foot. Stroke this ball to Paul in the cover, and there's no King in the cover, and there is no run. So the score remains at 123 for 5. We're in the 27th over. Airy seconds over his bat. Hussein looks up and see that Airy is ready. Passes the umpire now. Ball to Airy. Airy off the back foot and he cuts. B chase at backward point, but the fielder on the boundary runs to his left. That is Johnson Charles, and allow them to go through for a second single. So Johnson Charles' second run. Johnson Charles never cut to the ball as quick as possible there, and that's allowed the batsman to go through for the second run. The score moves up to 125. No, it was Keema Paul. Sorry, Charles. It was Keema Paul who did not cut to the ball quickly enough. 125 for 5. The final delivery of the 27th over comes up as Hussein bowled to Airy, and Airy turns it into the onside. Hope from behind the stump, runs to in a position of forward short leg and field, and there's no runs. At the end of the 27th over, the score is 125 for 5, replying to 339 made by West Indies. Mr. Casanova 1, good morning. One and all, I have no problem with Hope coming in at 4 because he still has to stabilize the innings. No matter where he bats, and Pooran needs more 100 like this against better teams. Well said, Mr. Casanova, and may I reiterate it. Before the UAE series, Hope did say that he's going to bat at number 4. That interview is on the home page. You can listen it again. I am sure most of you would have listened it already. Please slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. Chase is coming into the attack. So the conversation between Sheldon and Bobby Bones is going. I love it. I am not concerned. I'm not concerned about poor and personal milestones. I need the strike rate right now. Oh, okay. Good, Sheldon. Good, Sheldon. Chase ball is first delivery. Ball to Asif. Asif turns it down behind square. The fielder off the boundary comes in and send the return into, that's Powell into Hope, and they're through for a single, and the score is 126 for 5. We're in the 28th over. Chase is bowling his first over. Welcome to Kevin Joseph. How are you? Kevin Joseph, welcome to the show. Nice. A similar delivery, similar action by the batsman. He just turns it into the onside, backward of square leg. They go through for another single. Myers runs to his left from short fine leg field, and the score moves up to 127 for 5. We are now in the 28th over, being bowled by Chase. Over the wicket, bowl to Asif, and Asif stroke the ball back to the bowler who field, and there is no run as Chase fielded in his return. At the top of his mark, he moves in now to bowl to Asif. Up he comes and bowl to Asif, and Asif gets a short delivery and he cuts it down to the man on the cover boundary. This time, yes, definitely Charles this time, and it's straight to him. He field, and they're through for a single, and it's 128 for 5 in the 28th over. 2 deliveries remaining in the 28th over as we watch Chase. He will now bowl to Airy. Airy, who's highly rated, he's on 22 as Chase over the wicket and bowl to Airy, and Airy clipped this through mid-wicket. They're gone for one, but the fielder on the mid-wicket boundary comes in. That look is Casey Carty. No, Keema Paul, and Keema Paul field and send the return in, and Airy moves up to 23. I see Arif is on 29. 129 for 5. We need a breakthrough here. As Chase bowls to Arif, and Arif just guide the ball into the offside, looking for a single. Good work there by the fielder at cover, who is Hussein, and there's no run at the end of the 28th over. Nepal are 129 for 5, chasing 339 made by the West Indies. I think Charles is not a one-day batsman. He is strictly a T20 player. Kevin Joseph, I take that. But as I always said, let's back the coach. And the coach wants Charles. So let's back the coach. I am one who's going to always back the coach. So I take your point, Kevin Joseph, but I also back the coach. And since the coach wants Charles, let's give the coach what he wants. Because his head is on the block. His head is on the block. So give him what he wants. I take your point. Your point, sorry. Please smash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. It's free to subscribe. And check out those links in the video description. Please check out those links. Danrick Sacom, thank you for joining the chat. Welcome to the show. Good feeling there by Chase at backward point as usual. Dive it. What a catch? Was it another splendid catch? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Chase pulled off another splendid catch. Just as I said, we need a breakthrough. Hussein Bolt off the back foot, he cuts, and Chase this time diving low to his right. On Sunday, it was high to his left. Today, it was low to his right. Another brilliant catch by Chase, and here he goes for 23. What a catch by Chase again. Chase have been brilliant in the field. Oh, he's a standout in the field. Oh, Chase. What a beauty. What a beauty from Chase. Full stretch this time to his right. And Sunday, it was to his left and high. Today, it was to his right and low. The batsman Arif went on the back foot and tried to cut. And there was Chase diving away to his right. Well taken, Chase. Nepal, 129 for 6. Yes, West Indies. This is what the captain have asked for, to be ruthless. And, you know, before this match, persons were saying, don't take Nepal lightly, and we must be careful of Nepal. Well, we are careful, and we are not taking them lightly. We have lifted our game, and we are putting the pressure on Nepal. And as a result of that, they are 129 for 6, replying to a mammoth 339 made by West Indies. Oh, Gulshan Jar is the new batsman at the crease. I think he opened the bowling. He was the one that got the first wicket. The first wicket. He was the one that got Myers to pull. No, Karen got the first wicket. Gulshan got the second wicket when Charles played a laser shot outside his half stump and was out caught by the keeper. So let's watch. As we say now, he switched to over the wicket to bowl to Gulshan. He bowls to Gulshan, and Gulshan just stand up and just stroke the ball into the onside, and there is no run. Look at it again. Short, the batsman cut, and there's Chase dive into his right. Good catch, Chase. Very good catch at backward pointer, or you could say gully, a square gully. But whatever you choose to call it. Derek, I'm coming to you. Just watching the end until the end of the over. Bowls to Gulshan, who drives, can't beat the man at cover, and there is no run. 129 for 6. The score remaining on 129 for 6. We're in the 29th over. This is good going. The West, I am happy. I'm sure Sammy is happy. I'm sure Hope is happy. I'm sure you in the chat are happy. We have a lot of Nepalese friends in the chat, but they are not saying anything. The batsman, they are looking to turn that one. They got the outer portion of the bat. In the air, it goes into the offside, and there's no run. There's a lot of Nepalese friends who are in the chat. And you should say something. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. You were posting a lot yesterday. Some of you quietly recognize that West Indies is a bigger side as Gulshan turned this into the onside, and there is no run. King field at short mid-wicket, and there is no run. The score remained at 129 for 6. One delivery remained in the 29th over. As we watch Gulshan, seconds over his bat. Hussain over the wicket to bowl to the left-handed Gulshan. One slip. Up now and bowl to Gulshan, and Gulshan strokes this ball to the man at mid-off, and there's no run. At the end of the over, the score remained 129 for 6. And made the wicket over there by Hussain, who's now getting his second wicket, 2 for 27. So Hussain is bowling good again today. Good morning from Grenada. Thank you, and welcome to the show. We make a good score despite the tentative start. Do you think we lack finishers in the current side? Whoa, because do we lack finishers in the current side? We have a number of finishers in this side, a number of finishers. Despite what you may think, Older is a good finisher. Rovman Paul is a good finisher. Paul is a good finisher. Those guys are a good finisher. And we have seen last year that Hussain can hit away the ball too, and we all know that Joseph can hit away the ball too. So, in my opinion, and those of us in the chat can respond to this comment, do you think we have enough finishers in the side? Chase start is over. Let's take the positive out of West Indies batting today. Well said, Merrick. I appreciate that. John P. Nicol, how you doing? Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show, John P. Nicol. How are you? I'm seeing Pooran's innings differently. He was dropped at 5 and 54. Luckily, I must say. Well, you know, John P. Nicol, I understand that. The one that goes to the keeper was a very difficult catch because it was a big edge, and 100 is 100 in a John P. Yeah, it's not Pooran fault that Nepal dropped him. So, and I welcome the fact that you saw it differently, because not that I am agreeing with you, but I welcome the fact that you can put a different perspective on it. And I always welcome someone who has a different perspective to things. So I love that, John P. Nicol. I love that you put a different perspective to it. Not that I agree with you, but you and I disagree sometimes and we agree sometimes. So we know that there's nothing to it. It's just we expressing our opinions. Thank you, John P. Nicol. How are you doing? The Cricket Forum, it looks like Hope took your question seriously. We haven't seen Chase as yet, lol. Well, he's into the attack now. I don't know. Well, he didn't answer the question, right? And I think it was a legitimate question. He said that was in the past, but I clearly said if this was a strategy going forward. So but I leave it at that. What you call it now? Remember, he's the West Indies captain. And the West Indies is playing a match today. So you really don't want to get into the West Indies captain head and pressure him. So once he said that was in the past, I leave it there. I need to follow, because I could have asked probably 10, 15 questions quickly by he saying that in the past. But as I said, he's the West Indies captain. He has a match in less than 12 hours. You don't want to get into his head. You want him to be as comfortable and as relaxed as possible. So he took it seriously, apparently. I know that I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions from what I saw. I never It is not like I picked something out of my head. The question that I asked him was factual. Chase bowled the 48 and 58 over in the match on Sunday. That's the question I asked him. Is this the strategy going forward? And he said that was in the past. Now, you could have asked him several more questions. But as I said, he is the West Indies captain. You don't want to affect his mental state at that time with a match just less than 12 hours a day. You want him to be as comfortable as possible. So I did not follow up. But there were many questions that I could have followed up with. Very good comment to the Cricket Forum. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Winston King. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Kozia, do you relate to Tony Kozia? Good morning. Respect. How are you doing? Matt Pryor? And next day you will be dismissed and you didn't nick the ball. At John P. Very good response. Very good response. John P., you need to read that response, John P. John P., you need to read that response. Especially no DRS is here. Sammy St. Ellen, how are you doing? Chase, Lal. Great commentating. Thank you very much. As Hussein bowls to Gulshan and Gulshan beaten on the inside edge there. And the score is now 133 for 6 after 30.2 over. Arif is batting steadily. He's on 32. Gulshan is on 1 as Hussein bowls. He has so far taken 2 for 28. He's 6 over. A ball to Gulshan. That one turns into him and the batsman plays it out into the onside at short mid-wicket. And there's no run and the score remained at 133 for 6. As Hussein, a slip, a backward point, a short cover, a short 5-hour backward square leg as we watch Hussein over the wicket, bowl to Gulshan, and Gulshan goes for a big shot high in the air. Let's watch this over the top, 6 runs. So Hussein gave that one just a little more flight and just go closer to Gulshan, and Gulshan got a free swing and he swung through the line, 139 for 6. Good shot by Gulshan. That one just pitched up a little bit too much. Just a little, sorry about that, just a little here, and it flew over the long on boundary for 6. Nepal have moved up to 139 for 6. So he hit it for 6, and they are 6 wicket down. So good shot there by Gulshan. 139 for 6, and there's a change of ball. Thank you very much, Sammy St. Ellen. Good morning, Sir Brown. A magnificent catch indeed. Thank you, Mrs. Brown. How are you doing? Oh, you're watching. Well done, Mrs. Brown. Thank you. Nice that you are here. Welcome to the show, Mrs. Brown. Hope you have a great day. Puran said he would make up for the T20 World Cup, and he has so far. Let us constantly remind him. Sheldon Smith, thank you for bringing that to our attention. I never heard that quote, but thank you. That is why I love this community. There's so much knowledge in the community, and you guys can always tell us things that we don't know. Very good. I appreciate this community very much. I wasn't aware that he said that, Sheldon, but good for the education. I'm always welcome the education. I never saw what happened there, but they're gone through for a singer, and the score now move up to 140 for 6 at the end of the 31st over. Puran is a big match player. All his centuries have come in World Cup matches, including under 19 as well. He scores when pressure is on. I heard him on commentary today that the last time that he made a century was at the 2019 World Cup. That was the last time he made a century. And it's 45 ODIs matches since the last time he made a century. If a player makes 30 from 15, that is a strike rate of 200, especially if he come to bat with about 5 overs remaining. So that if 6 5s is 30, and if that player's use up half the number of the balls and make 30 runs at a strike rate of 200, that's good batting, very good batting. Are you going to win with your number 5 playing like that? So let me read it. If a player makes 30 from 15, that's a strike rate of 200. How many matches are you going to win with your number 5 playing like that? Average is more important than strike rate, especially in ODI. Average is more important than strike rate. Bobby Bonds, remind me to research something, because there's a metrics they go with for these 2 KPI, key performance indicator, in which they add your average to your strike rate. And when it comes out at a certain numbers, they think that you are performing at the standard. Because as I was trying to, I got your point that you're making. You're saying that somebody who's batting in the top 5 needs to be more consistent and not necessarily strike at 200. I got that point. But you still want that person to strike close to 100. I got that. You want that person with a high average, of say 45, 50, batting at number 5, but you want them with a strike rate of close to 100 also, because that's where the modern game is going. But a batsman coming in the 45th over, you really want him with a strike rate of close to 200. So it really depends on where you bat and the position of your team. But I got your point, Bobby Burns. Thanks for the input. Thanks for the value that you are adding by making those input. And all of you are adding value to the show by making such intelligent input. I really appreciate it. Because without those value added, the show would not have been what it is. So I really thank you all for being here. Please slash a like on the video. I'm not leaving. It's 1:42 for 6. I plan to be here until the end of the match. 1:42 for 6. We're in the 32 overs have been completed. Oh, we're at the drinks break. Okay, so I can go through some of your comments. Thanks for this. No commentary anywhere in Trinidad. In Trinidad, you can check ESPN Play. Belly Amande, ESPN Play. Check ESPN Play. Check the app and see if you are getting it. Kevin, I disagree with you and Charles. He has been very consistent recently and need to be in the ODI team. Everyone has a bad game ever so often. Winston King, I keep the conversation going. Someone said that we have more bad games than good games. The Women Ashes is going on right now. Interestingly, as someone pointed out yesterday at the press conference, that Ireland have lost their second match, and more than likely, it is very unlikely that they will go through, because they will have to beat Sri Lanka in their next match. And that is that's a steep hurdle. They are certainly not the favorite to beat Sri Lanka. And if they lose 3 matches, they cannot go through with 1 point. So more than likely, Ireland being upset both by Scotland and Oman. So 2 associate teams beat the full member team Ireland. We should not take these associate teams lightly. And that is why this performance from West Indies is so impressive. We need to bowl more fast. I agree with you, Valerie Her. Welcome to the show. Good morning, Mr. Brown. Thank you, Valerie Her. Donrick from all the way in Grenada. How are you? John P. Nicol. Well, yes, John P. Nicol. Yes, John P. Nicol. They are responding to you and you're not responding to them. What? You're under pressure, John P. Hussein Wicket came off a nothing ball. I am not overly impressed as yet. John P. Nicol. Out is a out. You know that there's a theory in cricket, John P., that is 2 types of deliveries get wicket. Very great deliveries and bad deliveries, because the regular good deliveries batsmen know how to play those. You ever hear that theory yet, John P? Oh yes, thank you for joining. Ashin Nicholas, thank you. Faze, shout out from St. Kitts and Nevis, home of Byron, Messia, and the Sugar Boys. Thank you for joining, Zed. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you joining. We appreciate you joining. Winston King. Yes, we have more than enough finishers in the side. We just need openers to give us a better start in the power play. Thank you, Winston King. Jennifer Brown, Mrs. Brown, how are you? Thank you. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Verdi Fever, welcome to the show again. You were here Sunday and you really contributed. I am listening to your ball-by-ball commentary. Thank you very much. Thank you, Verdi. A number of persons have been emailing me and have been calling me and saying that most of the time they are not actually watching, but they are listening and they are probably driving or so on or in the office working, and they cannot really watch it, and they like when I do the ball-by-ball commentary. Thank you very much for those feedback. I appreciate it, and I'm very glad that I could help you to get a flow of what's going on in the game. Thank you very much for all of those feedback. I appreciate it. I think the captaincy has improved. Field setting, giving the new ball to Joseph and rotating his bowlers. What we need is another fast bowler along with Joseph. I was very happy to see that Joseph and Older opened the bowling. the bowling this morning. I was very happy for that. I'm telling you the truth, Valerie. I was very happy. And I was very happy to see that he bowls Paul and Mayers afterward. And in fact, Paul and Mayers were very, very, very impressive. Please slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. Hussein bowls and this one swings in the air. Paul coming in off the mid-wicket boundary, just could not get there. Oh, Gushan looking for another big hit. Got the top edge. It went high in the air. Kima Paul running hard from off the mid-wicket boundary, but he could not get there. The score now 144 for 6. We're on the 33rd over. Hussein in his 7th over. 2 for 27 so far. As he in round the wicket and bowl to Arif, and Arif on the back foot, and he strokes that to the fielder at Chase in that square gully backward point region. Just let me check how many Hussein conceded so far. 37. So 37 Hussein have conceded so far. So Hussein into bowl to Arif, and Arif sweeps. He got the top edge, but one bounce to Charles and the backward square leg boundary, and they are through for a single. It's now 145 for 6. We are in the 33rd over, being bowled by Hussein. This is his 7th. 2 for 30 so far. As we watch, Hussein is going to go over the wicket to bowl to Gulshan. The 5th ball of the 33rd over. No, he remained round the wicket. I love the statics from Hussein. He bowls to Gushan, and Gushan off the back foot strokes it down the offside of the pitch, and Hussein field, and there is no run. I love the statics from Hussein. I want to see him go round the wicket to the left-handers and bowl it outside the off stump. Watch Hussein again, round the wicket to bowl to Gulshan outside the off stump, the batsman on the back foot just about off stump, and plays it into the offside, and there's no run. 145 for 6 after 33 overs, replying to 339 made by the West Indies. Mr. Casanova 1, we all got to praise Chase now with these catching, electrifying catches, and feeling, oh, he has been doing well. Chase has been doing brilliant in the field. I think that so far, Chase has shown that he's our best fielder in this competition so far. He has taken 2 splendid catches, and that 55 of 55 deliveries was also equally important. And although Older got the Man of the Match award, there are many persons who believe that Chase should have got the Player of the Match award in that first match. So Chase has been doing brilliantly, and no one can talk about dropping Chase now. Someone said that he will play for another 10 years. As Paul comes back into the attack and he bowls to Arif, and Arif defends the ball into the offside. The score remained 145 for 6. Do these people have amnesia? Myers and King was great for the 5 matches in South Africa. Maybe strong word here, Bobby Burns, with the amnesia, but that's what I remember that for me, I remember that the last big innings that I can recall Myers play was the 100 against New Zealand. And I asked earlier for you to double check and see if that was his last big innings. So, I got your point, but don't you think that amnesia is probably a too strong a word, because we want to just keep it at a level, Bobby Buns. But as always, your opinions are welcome, and we appreciate your contribution. We appreciate your contribution, Bobby Burns. And what would the show be without you? You're such a valuable member. The score is 145 for 6, Delhi. 145 for 6. I'm sorry about that. Whoa, I'm so far behind. Some of the comments are Paul now. Paul moves in now to bowl to Arif, and Arif cuts outside the off stump and misses. Joseph had to open the bowling today, as the Nepal openers are the key to their batting. Thank you for that update, Sheldon. Thank you for pointing out to that we love the education. We need to win the toss against Zimbabwe. And I said it yesterday, this tournament, it is, losing the toss, you can actually lose the match. It's just because West Indies is clearly better than the USA and Nepal. I want us to win the toss against Zimbabwe 2. Paul bowl to Arif, and Arif strokes this ball through the cover, down to the fielder on the cover boundary. Abdul Ghaffur, how are you? Greetings from Trinidad and Tobago. It's good to see the excitement of Windy's young supporters. I am from the glory days and just going through the motion. Good show. Thank you very much for that. It is much appreciated. That match against Zimbabwe should be the one game we should feel first. If we win the toss, we are better off chasing in that game. Yes, my prior, and Darren Summit did said in an interview yesterday was Wednesday, in an interview Tuesday with Cricket West Indies media, he did say that once West Indies win the toss, we are going to bat first. Good morning, Malcolm P. Welcome to the show. 146 for 6 as Kima Paul makes his way in, passes the umpire now, and ball to Gushan, who defends and just open the face of the bat, and he runs it down to backward point where Chase field, and there's no run, and the score remained 146 for 6. We are in the 34th over. Gulshan is on 10. Arif is on 36. Kima Paul has so far taken 1 for 14, and he's in one delivery remained in his 5th over. As he runs into bowl to Gushan, he's over the wicket. He gathers momentum now. He's straightened up and he passes the umpire and bowl to Gushan, and Gushan places into the offside. Again, Chase fields at backward point and there is no run. He's round the wicket, sorry. I was saying over the wicket, but he's round the wicket. That's the end of the over. At the end of the over, Nepal are 146 for 6, replying to 339 made by the West Indies. Joseph, you're saying that Joseph had to open the bowling. John P. Nicol. Donrix, you're replying to Donrix. So here's someone on Facebook user. Where are you watching the cricket? I'm watching it on a app named Live Cricket TV. It's on your Android. You will not get it on your iOS and your iPhone. But it's on an Android. If you are in Trinidad or in the Caribbean, you'll need to go to ESPN Play to watch it. If you're in the US, Winner Sports. If you're in the UK, Sky Sports. Hussein continue to Airy, and Airy drives, beat the man at mid-off down to the boundary where the long-off fielder runs to his right and field, and there's a single. So that was a good-looking drive from Airy. Airy, the score moves up to 147 for 6. We are in the 35th over. Hussein is now in his 8th over. I've so far taken 2 for 39. 2 for 39. He's in his 8th over. A little more expensive than he was on Sunday, but that's understandable. Still very good bowling by Hussein. That misfield from Paul didn't help his finger. And this one was bad line down the leg side. The batsman turned it down, backward of square leg, and they're through for a single. The score moves up to 148 for 6 as Hussein continues to bowl round the wicket to both left-handers and right-handers. I would love to see West Indies wrap up this match before Nepal gets to 200. We need some quick wickets should Joseph comes back into the attack. As bowls round the wicket to Arif, and Arif cuts but cannot be chased at backward point, who have been stellar in the field so far for the West Indies. Good going from Chase. 2 for 40 from Hussein. He's in his 8 overs. 8 over. As Hussein round the wicket, a slip goes down and bowl to Arif, and Arif defends down the onside of the pitch. Hussein is his follow-through field and there is no run. So let's watch as Hussein moves in now to bowl to Arif. He just walks in his customary fashion, round the wicket, bowl to the right-handed Arif, and Arif sweeps. He get the top edge of the bat again in the air, one bounce down to Charles on the backward square leg boundary, and they're through for a single. The score moves up to 149 for 6. One delivery remaining in the 35th over. So good going here from the West Indies. Very good going. I love this from the West Indies. After making 339, they are now restricting Nepal quite comfortable. That one to bowl to Gulshan, and Gulshan got the inside edge. Oh, that misses the stump. So Gulshan was on the back foot trying to force the ball through the offside. Somehow it misses the stump, misses the keeper. They're looking for a single. Oh, that misses the stump. Oh, my Lord. Oh, that misses the off stump. No one knows. But at the end of the over, the score is 149 for 6. Valerie. So, yes, I am in the US and ESPN Plus is showing the match. Yes, ESPN Plus will show the match, and on the app, ESPN Play. You're correct, Valerie Valerie R. Sorry about that. Thank you. So they need another 199 runs to win. As we watch, I think that it's time for one of the seamers. Well, Kimo Paul will continue over the wicket, bowl to Arif, and Arif allows that one to go through. There's a short rising delivery, and he plays no shot, and it goes through to the keeper. The score remained on 145. Winston King there with his comment. I look at it differently. I feel West Indies should bat first against Zimbabwe because the pitch will be fresh and hard, and that will negate their strength, which is their spinners. Well, and as I always said, I love this community because we have different opinions. We look at the things differently. And I know somebody is going to come back at you, Winston King, and tell you why we should bat second. I know they are going to come back at you, Winston King, with different opinions. In addition, scoreboard pressure will come into play if West Indies can get early wickets. Yes. Scoreboard pressure is always a factor. My opinion, if we win the toss, I would put Zimbabwe into bat. That is my position. But I take your point. Winston King. I take your point. Brian Boyd. Well, Blair Boyd, how you doing? Paul bowled to Arif, and Arif just stands up in his crease and punched this into the offside. The fielder cover was to run to his left, cannot prevent the single, and that is the 150 for Nepal. So Nepal have now moved up to 150 for 6, and replying to 339 made by the West Indies. Blair Boyd, welcome. Nice to see you here. Why are you getting so excited? The win team cannot be loose. Okay. Blair Boyd, come on, Blair Boyd. You can't tell a man that he must get excited. A man entitled to be excited as much as he wants. We are not here for a long time, you know. We are not here for a long time. We are here for a good time. You know, Blair, we are here for a good time, not for a long time. So a man has to get excited, man. You should never tell a man how to things like those. You know, tell a man that he should get excited, Blair Boy. That's not in it. That's not in it at all, man. That's not in it. Carlton, you are excited, but Nepal can still win this game. John P. Nicol, what are you drinking? I think you're at home drinking some Johnny Walker Black, you know, John P. Nicol. I think you're at home drinking some Paul round the wicket, ball to Goshen, and Goshen defends into the offside, and there's no run. John P. Nicol, what are you drinking? What are you on? Are you smoking something, John P. Nicol? John P. Nicol? Are you smoking something, or are you drinking something very strong? Like some Johnny Walker Black or something like that. I am watching the game on Willow in the US. Yes, Winston King, Willow will show the game. ESPN will show it also. I am in Canada and watching the cricket game on Willow. Thank you for that also. Yes, so Willow will show it in North America. This one goes into the boundary for 4. Was that the... And it's a no ball also. So Kimo Paul overstepping. No ball. Free hit. 155 for 6. So it's a no ball on for 155 for 6. And so Kimo Paul continues to have this no ball issue. He bowled a no ball earlier in his spell. He has been bowling very well. But he has this is now the second no ball that he's bowling in his spell. Oh, he cut the back line. It's his right foot that cut the back line. And that was off the outer portion of the bat, so it runs down to third man. So it wasn't a convincing shot by the batsman. When John P. Nicol, you're not telling us what you're on. You must on something, man. I think you're either smoking something or drinking some Johnny Walker Black. But I don't think this is the John P. Nicol that I know. Kimo Paul continues round the wicket, ball to Gulshan with the free hit, and Gulshan goes for a big swing, beats him at that mid-off. It runs very close to the mid-off, long off boundary, and it goes into the boundary now for 4. So those 2 deliveries from Kimo Paul cost 9 runs at the end of the 36 over. Nepal replying to West Indies 339 are 159 for 6. They need another 181 runs to win, and John P. Nicol is telling me that they can score 181 runs or 14 overs with only 4 wickets in hand. And we have Alzari Joseph in the attack. We have Alzari Joseph and Jason Older to bowl. John P. Nicol, you need to respond, man. I can bet you that Nepal can never win this game at all. They have to play for it, my friend. Okay. Thank you, Blair. Thank you, my friend Blair. Thank you, my friend. Mr. Brown, like when you get excited, you bring life to the game that will not be having from other commentary. Thank you, Valerie R. Thank you, Valerie R. So Winston King, no worries, the Cricket Forum, we love the enthusiasm. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. The Cricket Forum, what you think about the potential of the scheduling clash with the first test against India? Is there scheduling clash with the first test against India? The first test against India is on the 16th. Is it the 16th? The 12th to the 16th. I was not aware, Bobby Bonds, that there's a scheduling clash. Could you, because the first is on the 16th, and this tournament ends on the 9th. And in this modern age, the players will be in the Caribbean within 2 days. They will be in the Caribbean by the 11th, the latest. And if there's a charter, if they need to get a charter flight to get them here, they will get them here. So please say more, Bobby Bonds, because this tournament ends on the 9th and the first test is on the 12th to the 16th. So is that what you're talking about, Bobby Bonds? Please. Some people is very stupid about the game. Come on, Blair. Come on, Blair. Just tone it down, please. We welcome your contribution, but we want civil contribution. We want it to tone down. Let's talk about the game. Let's not talk about people. We want you to contribute, Blair, but we want you to talk about people and don't talk about. We want you to talk about the game and not people. Okay. At the end of the 37th over, we are 161 for 6. Gulshan is on 20. Arif is on 40. Nepal need a further 179 runs to win from 78 deliveries. And my good friend John P. Nicol is saying that Nepal can win this match. Now, yesterday I did show you the road to the World Cup. I'm just going to put it back on the screen there. For those of you who never saw it, this is the road to the World Cup. I'm just putting it back on the screen there. So as you see there, West Indies is in Group A. Sorry about that. West Indies is in Group A. And they would need to finish in the top 3 in their group to qualify for the Super 6. So that it is there. So the top 3 in both groups qualify for the Super 6. And you see there the Super 6, the teams that you play in your group, those other 2 teams that qualify with you, you will not play them again. So if you win both matches, you will take those 4 points over to the Super 6. The top 2 teams in the Super 6 will go through to the finals. The 4 teams in the group, that's 4th and 5th in both groups, will have to play the playoff. So while the Super 6 is going on, those teams who finish 4th and 5th in the group will not go home. They will still have to stay in Zimbabwe and participate in the playoff. So that is the road to the World Cup. So West Indies need to go to the finals before they can reach the World Cup. So there's no room for error. Absolutely no room for error. So it is very important that we finish in the top 2 in the Super 6. So that's the road to the World Cup. I hope you understand it. I hope I make sense explaining it. I hope I make sense explaining it. The first test start the 12th and this finished the 9th. Yes, Bobby. Yes, Bobby Bones. Yes, Bobby Bones. I agree with you. But don't you think that those members of this team that are in the test squad, let's go through the squad and see who will be in the test team. Jason Older, Kyle Myers, who else? Maybe just tell me Chase here, Ruston Chase. Ruston Chase. John P. Nickel. John P. Nickel, boy. John P. Nickel, Blair Boyd is saying that there's free speech, but John P. Nickel is replying and bantering that you may be pleasantly surprised. John P. Nickel, I feel that John P. Nickel is at home drinking some Johnny Walker Black. Honestly, I feel that he's having a good drink and he's having a good laugh, and so he's just enjoying himself and having fun and poking fun at us. Please smash a like on the video though and click on that subscribe button. It's free to subscribe, and please check out those links in the video description and support those entities that support the cricket forum. Kamala, you said that Nepal is gonna win. I don't have an issue with you supporting your team. Keema Paul just got a wicket there. So 7 wicket down now. 166 for 7. Let's watch the replay. Gulshan is the man that is out. Hussein took the catch. So let's watch the replay. Just let's go over the replay and see. As soon as the replay comes up, we will go over it. What are the umpires coming together? Let's see. So Hussein. Oh, they're checking for a no ball. Oh, it's very tight. Keema Paul again. That one looked very tight. Wow, this looked like it's a no ball. Keema Paul again. Oh, come on, Keema Paul. This is not good. This is not good, Keema Paul. This is not good. Getting a wicket with a no ball. Yes, it is a no ball. Is it a no ball? Let's look. Yes, indeed, it's a no ball. Wow. So Gushan let off the hook there. And the score moves up to 167 for 6. This is not good from Keema Paul. No ball. This is not good from Keema Paul. I saw some people, some supporters from Nepal in the chat, and that is good. I'm glad that you are putting your comment in the chat. Please also slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. So I'm glad to see this in the chat. There will be conflict with disqualifiers on the first test with only 3 days in between. So Athanaze Sinclair might get to play in the first test with half our team in the ODI. In my position, Mr. Casanova, the best West Indies team based on performances in the recently concluded regional 4-day cricket tournament, the Weeks Headley series, and the 3-match unofficial test series against Bangladesh. In my opinion, in my considerable judgment, Hussein and Sinclair are part of the West Indies' best test 11. So it shouldn't matter who is here for them to be in the team. Sinclair and Athanaze must be in that test 11 for the first match against India. They must be. In my opinion, they are part of it. 169 for 6. We are in the 38 over. 12 overs to go after this one. And 1 for 32 so far from Keema Paul. He's in his 7th over. He has bowled well, but those no balls have troubled him. And, I can't forgive anyone for bowling no balls. I can't. Because all you need to do is to turn at the correct place at the top of your mark, and you won't bowl a no ball. As Keema Paul over the wicket, bowl to Gulshan. Gulshan stands up tall, off the back foot, open the face of the bat, and guides it down to chase at backward point at the end of the over. 169 for 6 after 38 over. So Nepal still needs another 171 to win from 12 overs. 6 12s is 72. And John P. Nickel believes that Nepal can get 171 off 12 overs with only 4 wickets in hand. Brian H., agree with you, the cricket forum. I think you're referring to Athanaze and Athanaze and Sinclair. Okay, thank you for agreeing with me. It feels good when someone agrees with me. It feels good. And at the same time, though, I welcome different opinions. I welcome a different perspective. I welcome a different viewpoints. As this one is clipped into mid-wicket, they're gone for one. The field on the mid-wicket boundary comes in and field, and the score pushed up to 170 for 6. We're in the 39th over, being bowled by Hussain, who have so far gotten 2 for 44. 2 for 44 from Hussain. I'm only concerned about Joseph. He's our best by far. Sinclair and Athanaze can't take older, and Mayers can't. Sinclair, let me say this, Bobby Buns. To me, whether they take older and Myers' place is not the issue for me. They are not taking anyone place. And Myers and older, if you want to play Myers and older, fine. But Sinclair and Athanaze must also be in that 11. I don't think they are taking any one place. Okay, Bobby Buns. Okay, sorry about that. He didn't say can't, he said can. Do you realize that we had to score 189 runs in 20 overs to get where we are? But that's how it goes. Because of the early start, it's still a team effort. It's still a team effort, Sheldon. And 189 runs in 20 overs nowadays is par for the course because we set it up properly. It's because we set it up why we could score 189 after 20 overs. If we were losing wicket continuously through the innings, we could not have done that after the final 20 overs. In particular, Pooran and Oak set it up wonderfully that we could do so after the last 20 overs. So give the team credit on a whole. Because what you really want in a match is that you want one of your top 6 to make 100. And then other players chipped in around him. In this match, fortunately, 2 of our top 6 made hundreds, and that make it even better. But it's because we batted well and set it up properly why we could have this grandstand finish, Sheldon. You should agree with what I'm saying, Sheldon. Put the comment in the chat that you agree with what I'm saying. Yeah, only Joseph will be badly missed in the first test. But can Joseph get here on time? Will Joseph get here on time? That's a question we need. Who from Cricket West Indies we need to ask? We need to ask somebody from Cricket West Indies that. When is Kohli going to be interviewed? It's time for... It's okay, Bobby Buns. We understand. We all do that. We all make mistakes every day. We talk foolishness every day. We write foolishness every day. We make mistakes in our daily life every day. Bobby Buns, no problem, man. No problem. That's the least, man. No problem. We are human beings. If we don't make mistakes, we are not human beings. And that is why I love a live chat. Because while I try my best not to make mistakes, when I make mistakes, I get past them. I move on to the next thing because I am a human being and I make mistakes. And when I get it wrong, I get it wrong. But I get it right more than I get it wrong. So it doesn't matter to me. Yes, this is what I want to see. We're talking about Alzarri Joseph. He's back into the attack now. And he'll be bowling to Gulshan. So he has bowled one delivery so far. He's going to bowl over the wicket to the left-handed Gulshan. He turns at the top of his mark. He looks up and see that Gulshan is not quite ready. So he's under the Kimber. He's waiting on Gulshan to be ready. He's not ready. So he leans forward and begins that smooth running. He passes the umpire just about now and ball to Gulshan down the leg side, a sharp rising delivery. The batsman duck. The umpire signal 1 for the over. That's the one bumper for the over. And it's true to the keeper and there is no run. Joseph didn't think that it was short enough or high enough to be a bumper. He didn't think that one was high enough. He didn't think that one was going over the umpire head, so he's not satisfied. He's animated. Usually Joseph doesn't say anything, but he's talking right now. He's animated. And let's see if he's going to do a Ambrose and finish up this. 175 for 6. Will he do Ambrose? He begins to move in now. He leans forward. He straightens up, passes the umpire, ball to Gulshan, and Gulshan on the back foot guides the ball down to backward point. Chase shies at the stump. Myers backs up into the offside, and there's no run. So 175 for 6. The score remained on 175 for 6. As Joseph walked back to the top of his mark, Gulshan, you can sense his heart. You can feel Gulshan's heart beating very fast as Nepal is under pressure. Joseph still talking, still upset that the umpire called that one bumper for the over. He never thought that it was high enough. 175 for 6. He begins to move in now. Gulshan with fear, his leg trembling, and Joseph bowls to him. Same shot, just open the face of the bat and guide it down to chase at backward point, and there's no run. The score remained on 175 for 6. Chasing 340 to win. We're in the 40th over, being bowled by Alzari Joseph, who have gotten so far 1 for 32 from 6.4 overs. West Indies large and in charge of this match at this time, and should go on to win very comfortable. As we watch Joseph walk back to the top of his mark, Gulshan looks around the field. Joseph stops, makes some adjustment to his field. He's now ready to move in. He starts his run up just about now. He now gathers momentum. He passes the umpire and ball to Gulshan, and Gulshan whipped this ball off his leg down to the man on the backward square leg boundary. That is Johnson Charles, who moves smartly to his right this time and field and send a good return right on top of the stump to Ope. And there's only a single as the score pushed up to 176 for 6 with the final delivery of the 40th over coming up. Arif, who is on 46, is back on strike now. He's getting good support from Gulshan, who's on 27. 176 for 6. Gulshan, who was out of a no-ball bowled by Paul, has only one run out of this over so far. So this is the final delivery of the 40th over coming up. 1 for 33 for Joseph so far. This is his 7th over. The final delivery. Over the wicket, ball to Arif. Another short delivery. The umpire will call wide, or will he call no ball? Let's see what will happen here. Oh, he didn't call anything. He didn't call anything. Oh, I thought that one was a bumper. I thought that one was high, but the umpire didn't call anything. So at the end of the 40th over, Nepal is 176 for 6, replying to 339 made by the West Indies. Good going, West Indies. We should win this one very, very comfortable. Welcome to the show, Atina. Greetings, Sheldon Smith. Yeah, they say that our test players will not play in the finals if we get there, so they will be home in time. Thank you, Sheldon. Thank you for that information. Thank you for that update. And I guess that is practical, because if we reach the final, we would have already qualified for the World Cup. And so I guess that is practical. So the test players will be home in time. Thank you for that, Sheldon. Thank you for that update. I have not heard it anywhere. I have not heard it in any interview, but I know that you have your contacts. I know that your thing is large, and I know that people tell you things. So thank you for that update, Sheldon. According to Cricket Max, West Indies are planning to release Older Myers, Joseph and Chase if we make it to the final. Cricket Max, okay. And so Cricket Max is saying that, okay, Winston King, let's watch Older, who is back into the attack. He's over the wicket and ball to Gulshan, and Gulshan drives, flashes outside the off stump, beat the outside edge, through to the keeper, and there is no run. So, Cricket Max, I've never heard about them before. You're not talking about Sports Max. Cricket Max. So, Cricket West Indies release an update to Cricket Max alone. They didn't release it to the rest of the media. They release it to Cricket Max alone. While it seems logical that if you reach the finals, you would want to send home your test player, you would want to send home the test players. I understand that position. But why would this information be released to one entity alone? I'm not saying it is not true, but why would it be released to one entity alone? Well, I don't know. I don't know. Let's watch as Older is over the wicket, ball to Gulshan, and Gulshan again beat outside the off stump, goes through to Ope, who took it on the bounce, and there's no run. And the score remained 176 for 6. Joseph, Joseph and Older will be missed because Older and Kemar and great at home bowling. Okay, Older and Kemar are great at bowling. Brian H, good morning. Oh, Atina, bigging up. Why is Joseph going back short? Just pitch it up on the stump. These batsmen can't manage the pace. I like that, Bobby Buns. I like that. I like that, Bobby Buns. I like that. I like that approach. I like when tactics is discussed. Who is our fielding coach? I don't think we have a designated fielding coach. I think that maybe Reefer as the assistant coach have responsibility for fielding. I know that Franklin is the bowling coach. Hooper more than likely will be the batting coach. So maybe the fielding is looked after by the coach and the assistant coach who is Floyd Reefer. There are so many Reefers, sometimes you mix them up. Older full outside the half stop, but Gulshan cannot beat the man at cover. That is king, and there's no run. So sometimes you mix them up. That Sheldon talk a lot of rubbish, and he comes on Saturday night talk show. So I know him really good. Oh, Blair, man. Blair. Blair. Brian H. I hope not. We need Charles at the top of the batting order to push the score. John P. Mr. Casanova is correct about the timeline for the West Indies players before the first test against India. Yeah, yes, thank you. Kenneth Sutton, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Kenneth Sutton. Tex Green game over. Winston King, my bad. I meant to say Sportsmax. Oh, Sportsmax. Okay, so Sportsmax is saying that these players will be released. Well, Sportsmax may be in the know more than us. Good effort there by Ravman Powell, but I just think that he could get to the ball quicker. I just think he could get to the ball quicker. So while carrying these guys to the World Cup tournament and take away the test team, it is very much crazy. That means poor organization. So Powell there I think he just lost his bearings. He just lost his bearings as the 50-run partnership is up between Arif and Gulshan. As Joseph over the wicket ball to Arif, and Arif eased the ball down to the fielder on the cover boundary with Charles, and they threw for a single. 181 for 6. We are in the 42nd over, being bowled by Joseph. Arif has now moved up to 47. So he's playing a good little hand here. He knows they cannot win the match. 8 overs to go after this. Gulshan is on 31. He was out of a no ball bowled by Paul. Joseph is in his 8th over, so far taking 1 for 34. Older, I've got 2 for 25 from his 8. Myers, none for 31 from his 6. And maybe Myers should, I want to bowl Myers this late, but maybe Myers should have bowled a few overs earlier. Joseph over the wicket, bowled to Gulshan, who opened the face of the bat, beat the man at a square gully, down to the fielder on the third man boundary, and they are through for a single. The score moves up to 192 for 6. So 192 for 6 after 41.2 over. Gulshan is on 32. Arif is on 47. Joseph 1 for 35. As West Indies are totally dominant in this match. Chasing 339 to win. Nepal is 182 for 6. We are showing them who is class. We are showing them who is the full member team. They are just an associate. Joseph over the wicket, ball to Arif. He cuts, he misses. Loose shot outside the half stump there by Arif, who is on 47. Joseph working up some pace here. Joseph is looking very, very sharp here. He's in his 8th over, 1 for 35 so far. So after those first 4 overs went for 24 runs, Joseph next 3 overs have only gone for 11 runs. He's working up some real pace. And this is Joseph getting back to his best here now. As we watch, as Arif circles over his bat, and Joseph begins to run into him now. He straightens up just about now and passes the umpire and ball to Arif. Arif opened the face of the bat and guides it down to the man on the square third man boundary, and they're through for a single, and the score pushed up to 193 for 6. We are in the 42nd over. West Indies looking to close out victory here. Then in yesterday's interview, Oak mentioned net run rate. So I hope that the West Indies is going to remain positive, as Hope said. The team needs to remain positive. Charlie X, good morning. Good morning to the lovely Cricket Forum community. Welcome to you, Charlie X. Good that you are here. We're glad for your support. We're glad for your input. We're glad for the value that you add. Joseph over the wicket, ball to Gulshan. That's a sharp rising delivery. The batsman have to duck, and the umpire again signal one for the over. That was a sharp rising delivery by Joseph, and the batsman has to duck. He's really working up some pace here now. That is Joseph. 1 for 36 from his 7.5 overs. He's bowling fast. We love this when Joseph is bowling very fast as he walks slowly back to the top of his mark. This man, he can really let it go when he's ready. In that smooth, rhythmic run-up as it off him, passes the umpire and ball to Gushan, open the face of the bat, got the outside edge and run it down to third man. Powell scramble with the ball before he finally picked it up about on the 5th attempt, but he prevent the boundary and they are through for a single. The score is now 136 for 6. 183 for 6 at the end of the 42nd over. So Joseph have completed 8 overs. He has so far gotten 1 for 37. It's 184 for 6 as it turns over. Gulshan is on 33. With him, Arif, who's on 48. And Nepal are 184 for 6, chasing 339 made by the West Indies. Sheldon, maybe all we really need was inspiration. Who knew? Lol. Well, you saw that interview. Welcome to the show, Earl Cameron. I've always saw you in the comment section and you have always put in some good comments. I don't always agree with your comments. Sometimes I agree with them, but I'm glad that you are here live. Welcome to the show. Why would anyone advocate to drop Charles? Some fans have no patience with the players. If a batter made a century in a previous match and fails to score the next match, some say drop him. Yes, I would not drop Charles. Charles made an half century in the previous match. Do you know that? Yes, we know, Blair Boy. Do you know that women played the first World Cup ODI? It was 60 overs when the men played in 1975. It was changed in 1987 to 50 overs. We know that women played the first World Cup in 1973, and it was largely organized by Rachel A. Flint. We also know, Bear Boy, that only 7 teams took part in that World Cup. We also know that the West Indies never take part, but there was a Jamaica team that took part and a team from Trinidad that took part. We also know that Jamaica played the first match. We also know that Rachel A. Flint, when the MCC decided not to sponsor the World Cup, she had to call her friend Sir Jack Award, who put up £40,000 to sponsor the competition. We know, Blair Boy. Thank you, anyhow. Roach is getting older, but he's needed. And what became of Cottrell? Best used in 2 overs burst. Roach, Belly, Amandi, I'm going to say this, and I know that a lot of persons are not going to agree with me. But just like how you give your opinions, I can give mine too. But I would not have Roach in my 11 for the first test. I would not have Roach in my 11. Earl Cameron, Johnson Charles did not get a century. Well, you two can go at it. I love when you two go off it. Ninja Man. Gaylord Evans, welcome to the show. How are you doing? Do you know that when the ODI Cricket World Cup started in 1973? Yes, Blair Boy. Yes. I don't know because you was born as yet. You need to read about it. Okay. I thank you, Blair Boy. So that's another 4. So that's Jason Older, full toss over the wicket. It threw the offside down to the cover boundary for 4. I don't like this from West Indies. I'm telling you the truth. This is where we need to get ruthless. Please remember though, slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. Older over the wicket, ball to Gulshan, who drives down to the man at mid-off and there's no run. So that's pitched up the ball. The end of the 43rd over. 7 overs remaining. We need to bowl out Nepal, man. We need to bowl out Nepal. Only 7 overs remaining. We need to bowl them out. It's going to be a good win, though. We are going to win by more than 100 runs. It's going to be a good win, but I want us to bowl them out. 7 overs remaining. Who should we turn to? Which one of our bowler have that killer instinct? Which one of our bowler? This bowling attack is missing Yannick Carrier. Do you agree with me? So that's 2 things that I said now. 1, I'm not going to play Roach in the first test, if it was me. And 2, I think this bowling attack is missing Yannick Carrier. What do you say? We need to bowl out these guys. I don't think these Nepalese batsmen can bat Yannick Carrier. Remember Roach turned to Superman at home. Okay, Sheldon Smith. I remember that, but I just think that he will not be a Superman this time. Nothing against Roach. Nothing against Roach. It's just expressing our opinion. So they're going to bring back Keema Paul. They're going to bring back Keema Paul because we need to bowl out this team. Nepal is 192 for 6. Sorry about that. We need to bowl out this team. So Keema Paul is over the wicket to bowl to Arif, who is on 51, and he clips this ball down to the fielder and the backward square leg boundary, who is Ravman Powell, who is not moving smoothly. Do you think Ravman Powell is looking a little, he's not looking the same fleet-footed person in the outfield? Is he carrying an injury? But he doesn't look the same fleet-footed person. Please slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button and hydrate with water every day. 193 for 6. Keema Paul turns at the top of his mark and he begins to run in now. He'll be bowling to Gulshan, who is on 38. As Gulshan get a full toss and he bangs this through the offside down to the boundary for 4. This is not good from the West Indies. Not good. Sammy is not happy. Sammy is not happy. It's one thing not to get out Nepal, but it's another thing to be serving up full toss. And this is the second full toss in 2 overs. All the ball won in the previous over, and then Keema Paul repeats the same thing to Gulshan, who have moved on to 42 as the score moves up to 197 for 6. We are in the 44th over. Keema Paul again over the wicket, passes the umpire and bowl to Gulshan, a short ball. He pulls, got the top edge. Let's see. Up took the catch, comfortable catch. Gulshan looking to pull, got the top edge. It went high into the air and Ob seconds under it. Let's check the no ball. Let's check the no ball. Let's not be too hurried. Let's check the no ball. Let's look at it. Well, his feet is well behind the line that time. He rushed Gulshan. He was beaten for pace. The ball was rushed onto him far quicker than he expected, and it went high into the air, and second under it, took the catch, and a relief for Paul. Relief for Paul because he had bowled a no ball earlier and had gotten Gulshan. This time it was not a no ball, and Gulshan is on his way. West Indies have picked up their 7th wicket, and we need to bowl out these Nepalese. Nothing against Nepal. I want Nepal to beat the Netherlands, but right now, West Indies need to wrap up this innings. We need to get these 3 wickets very quickly. We are in the 44th over, being bowled by Keema Paul. The new batsman is Lama Chain. So Lama Chain is the new batsman. And what a history he has. What a history Lama Chain has. Do you know if the 60 will be playing this year? I am looking on the internet and I am not seeing anything. Karen, I have not seen anything at this time. Good question. I'm going to make a note of it and I'm going to check. I'm going to check Karen 60. I'll make a note of it and I'm going to play. I'm going to check on it. Please flash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. Click on the subscribe. Gerald Combs, how are you doing? How are you doing, Gerald Combs? Roach got a 5-wicket haul in South Africa. Yes, Gerald Combs, he did. He bowled marvelously in South Africa and he shut us up. Do you remember? Do you remember that? Yes, he bowled marvelously. And we were here saying that Roach shouldn't play and he shut us up. Roach shut us up while in South Africa. What a day that was. What a marvelous spell that was from Roach. Isaac Roach got a 5 in. So, yes, Brian H. We saw the wicket. Athena, yes, thank you. Thank you for that update. Thank you for that update. Ravman Powell is a bit overweight. Gaylord Evans, you think so? So, Gavin, I'm going to take a closer look, but he's not moving as smoothly as we expect. As I expect, because he's usually a very smooth mover. West Indies cannot lose, runs must score. The West Indies team is going to win by a city block. So it does not need to be excited because it's a certain win, okay? And as I said, Blair Boyd, we are not here for a long time. We are here to have a good time. So, so we are going to remain excited as long as it's possible. Not only here, but in our daily life. In our life, we are here. We are not unheard for a long time. We are unheard to have a good time. So we are going to continue to have fun. Let Nepal survive. Their supporters need it. This is their biggest sport moment. We have to look at the run rate, Sheldon. Sheldon, when it comes to sport, I am ruthless. Win. We need to win. I hope that I don't have an issue with Nepal. So Netherlands won their match against the USA. So the USA have lost 3 consecutive matches, and their next match will be against Zimbabwe. Mr. Casanova, what about that saying that the USA soon pass West Indies? What about that saying, Mr. Casanova, and they cannot win a match at the World Cup qualifiers? I was really rooting for the USA to do better. I'd hope that the USA had beat Netherlands. I was hoping, but they have lost. They made 2-11, and the Netherlands, in reply, as I saw there, have made 2-14. So Netherlands have gotten off the mark. The USA have not won a match as yet. So more than likely, they are out. No, well, not more than likely. They are out of the competition. Kimo Paul bowled to Lamachain, who gave himself room and tried to hit the ball, but Older was dead straight, and he dug it out. He turned it into a York and dug it out up shy at the stump, and the batsman got backed up by Hope, the keeper, and there was no run. Earl Cameron, Brian, I'm not saying he got a century in the last match. I'm just speaking about the attitude some fans have to players. I understand you, Earl Cameron. Older ball to Lamachain, and Lamachain goes for a big hit, high in the air, down to the man on the boundary. That's Joseph. Pouch the catch. 204 for 8 now. We need to get them out. We need that they do not bat the 50 over. Well done, Joseph. Well done, Older. Another wicket gone down, and Nepal is feeling the full force of the West Indies. 204 for 8. Go West Indies. Go West Indies. We are going to win this, and we are going to win this comfortable. Lamachain out for 1. Lamachain out for 1. Yes, he should be out. In my opinion, he should not be at the tournament, but he's there, and he's gone for 1. And 65% of you in this community who responded to the poll, you also believe that Lamachain should not be at the tournament. I believe that he should not be there also. That is my conviction. Sheldon Smith, Nepal can have their moment versus the Netherlands. Well said, Charlie X. Well said, Charlie X. If the other team does not make any runs, the game cannot be excited at all. We would like to see some good cricket. Okay, Blair Boyd, I love when you are behaving like this, and I love when you come this way, Let me tell you something. You know what is the most exciting thing about this match for me? What would have been the most exciting thing about this match for me? If West Indies have made 400 and we bowl out Nepal for like 40, that would be very, very exciting for me. Yes, Blair Boyd, those are the things. Yes, man. I want to get the opposition out for as few as possible. I want the match to end as quick as possible. I have nothing against Nepal. There are a number of Nepal supporters in this chat, and we welcome them, and we want to see more from them, but they may be a little bit timid because Nepal is under the crutch. But we have nothing against Nepal. As I said, I want Nepal to win the next match against the Netherlands. If we want to be excited, we can be Free speech. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Puran man of the match or Hope? Wow. Yes. Good point, Sheldon. Thank you for bringing up that. Play of the match. Let's go to play of the match. Only 2 wickets leave, 5 overs. So let's talk about who is the player of the match. Hope is the player of the match for his 132. And remember, he came to the crease when we were like, what, 8 for 2 or something like that, with Charles out for ducks, and Mayer's gone for 1, and he first built a partnership with King, and then that massive partnership with Puran. Puran, though, his runs came off 94 deliveries. Who is the player of the match? Who do you think is the player of the match? Blair Boyd, who do you think is the player of the match? Blair Boyd, who do you think is the player of the match? They are 205 for 8. The new batsman is Karam, who opened the bowling. So Karam and Arif is really playing a good look enough. I told you that Arif is highly rated in Nepal as a top all-rounder. And he's showing it here against the West Indies. I think it is Nicky P. Brian H., what do you think? What is going on with Mayers with the bat? Mayers, well, someone just pointed out that Mayers did very well in South Africa, and it's just 2 failures. It's just that it's 2 failures in these 2 matches. And so he needs to play more matches. Someone pointed out that he did well in South Africa. It's not coming right back to me now, but if he did well in South Africa, failing in 2 matches is not, it's okay. We just hope that he put it right as quickly as possible. USA does not pass the eye test, and they are the worst team in this group by far. Bowler Phillips is okay. Yes, the ranking, they are the lowest ranked team in this competition. So, and you say they do not pass the eye test. So the numbers and the ranking and the eye test all adds up, which is a very good thing. Please slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button and check out those links in the video description. Hope is the player of the match. So you're going with Hope Winston King. So that is nice. I love the different opinion. We need to man under these minnows. Yes, John P. Yes. Crush them to the ground. Allowing Nepal to score 200 off us is a no-no. I am not comfortable with that either. And again, John P., I know you have nothing against Nepal. I know that you want Nepal to win their next match. I want Nepal to win their next match also. But we should not be allowing them to score 200 runs. I agree with you. As Joseph bowled to Arif, and Arif turns this into the onside, Paul jogs off the backward square leg boundary and pick up the ball just in the vicinity of the umpire, and they go through for a single. It's 211 for 8. I would never want any kind of cricket like that. Bowling them out for 40 runs at all. Nobody would want to watch it. Wow. Trust me, that's what I want. I want to bowl out the opposition for as few as possible. I don't mind going to a match. And when I go to that match, the match ends as quick as possible as long as my team should win that match. Joseph bowled to Karan, who is running, and get back on the ball, and it goes to Charles, who is feeling at short extra cover, and there is no run. So West Indies now looking to finish off this match. Nepal 211 for 8. Ken, how are you doing, Ken Rice Smith? Welcome to the show. Myers need more patience. He has not adapted to the early morning starting condition in Zimbabwe. In the first match he tried, but I think that the shot that he played in the match this morning was a bit too early. That's off the outside edge of great feeling there by Puran. What a stop by Puran on the third man boundary, running at till speed to his left, and then dived and picked up cleanly and send the return in. What feeling by Puran, lovely feeling. So Joseph ran into bowl to Karan. Karan gave himself room because he's feeling. It got the outside portion of the bat and it raced down to third man. And Powell and Puran, like a trace of bullet around the edge of the boundary, dive full stretch to his left, fielded, clean, picked up, and sent a marvelous return into home. And they'll get on their single 2-12 for 8 as Joseph runs in, ball to Arif outside the half stump, who open, good catch! What a catch by Puran! Oh, what a catch! What a catch by Puran! I'm telling you, what a catch by Puran on the third man boundary. Oh my God, what a catch! What a catch by Puran. Oh, this time he didn't feel it. He ran to his left again. And then he dived and he plucked it out of the air. What a catch by Puran. Oh, that is the man of the match. He is now the man of the match. What a catch. What a catch. Isn't Puran the man of the match? He's now my player of the match. I think he just hedged above. Take into consideration that his 115 came off 94 deliveries, and that fielding before the catch, and then the catch, because if he didn't feel that delivery so well, Arif would not be on strike. It would have gone for 4, but because he did so well in fielding that delivery, Arif came on strike. They only got 1, and the very next delivery, a short one from Joseph outside the half stump, Arif went for the ramp, and Puran, he ran around the boundary like lightning. He reminded me of Usain Bolt. I'm not comparing him to Usain Bolt. I just said he reminded me. And he dived to his left, and he plucked it out of the air. And that was the end of Arif. What a catch by Puran. Look at that. Oh, look at that. He celebrated. Oh, look at that. And remember, Joseph is bowling at 140. So it went down there like a rocket. Joseph bowled to the last man, a short delivery, and he backed away. The end of not Joseph, Paul. That was the final delivery of the 46th over. 212 for 9 now. We're on the 47th over. Yes, man, we need to bowl out these guys. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. That Gerald Crooms, that is not in the scorebook. That is not, and as somebody pointed out, there comes another time, because there are no DRS in this match. There comes another time when he's going to be given out when he did not nick the ball. So everything's just balanced out in cricket. So that's someone point that out in the chat, and I agree with Gerald Coombs. Do you agree? Puran had 3 great defensive play in a matter of 2 minutes. Yes, that is true. I think he's the man of the match. Nicky P picked up some boundary fielding from his mentor, Pollard. Okay, Sheldon. Oh, Sheldon. Yes, Sheldon. I know Sheldon is always... You can depend on Sheldon to bring in the Trinidad link. Well done, Sheldon. We don't have a problem. You had value to the show. Well done. The Cricket Forum got to see that catch in the highlights. Yes, Gaylord Evans. If I get the highlights, I will upload it. As long as I get the highlights, you know that everything that I got, I upload. I always upload it, whether it comes from ICC or Cricket West Indies. I upload it because I want this community that need to stay in tune. You can always depend on the Cricket Forum to upload everything that they get from Cricket West Indies and the ICC. Please slash a like on the video though and click on that subscribe button. We need to bowl out these guys, man. The score is now 120 for 9. Kemo Paul. This is 9th over. He's bowling to Karam. He's going to run in now to bowl to Karan. He passes the umpire up to the wicket and bowl to Karan. And Karan defends a Yorker. He dug the out. Paul stopped the ball in his follow through, but did not gather cleanly. He now bends down and pick it up. Slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. Oh, you have been hit for 2-4 out of this over already. I was paying attention to the comment. Let me watch the over. Let me watch the over. Because I think Kemo Paul is going to get a wicket in this over. 2 deliveries to go, but I think this is the last over of the match. Let's watch. Let's watch. As Karan circles over his back. Karan. Kemo Paul now passes the umpire and bowl to Karan. A short delivery, a slower delivery. Karan didn't know what to do. He was bamboozled. He didn't know how to play those deliveries. Those are short, slower deliveries. It takes top-class batsmen to negotiate those deliveries. As Paul walked back to the top of his mark. Charlie X, you're saying that Nicky P is such a versatile fielder. He's elite at every position on the field. That is true, Charlie P. Who is your man of the match? Sheldon Smith fielding like Sheldon Gomes. At Sheldon Smith fielding like Sheldon Gomes. Sheldon Gomes, it doesn't ring a bell to me right now as Paul, last delivery of the over, and he swings again. That is Karam. It's running out towards the mid-wicket boundary, but Myers is out there who field, and there's no run. There's 1 run, 9 runs off the over, 221 for 9, 3 overs remaining in the Nepal. Replying to West Indies, 230. What the hell is happening now to the internet? What is happening to the internet? Are you hearing me? So we didn't get them out for under 200. We didn't get them out for under 150. Let's ensure that we win by at least 100. So they need 18 runs in the last 3 overs. That's 6 runs per over. Alzari Joseph, this is final over. Ball to Karan, and Karan opened the face of the bat and beat the man at backward point down to the fielder that is Puran on the 3rd man boundary, and they are through for a single. Or they did not run. Oh, Karan did not run. So they are not giving Ragabashki the strike. They are not giving Ragabashki the strike. Why? So Karan is forming the strike here. Let's see now as Joseph at the top of his mark, just making some adjustment in the field, just making some slight adjustment in the field. Tosses the ball from Antoine, grips it, and have that left hand over the ball in that familiar fashion, let loose of it. He straightens up, passes the umpire, ball to Karan, who swings outside the half stump, misses, and it's through to the keeper Hope, and there's no run. 121 for 9, the score remained. We're in the 48th over. 2 deliveries gone so far. Karan is on 12. Ragabashki, the batsman, with him yet to face a delivery. So he's not off the mark as yet. Guys, we have 284 people watching and only 50 likes. Please, people, like up and share the video. Thank you, Winston King. Please slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. Beat up outside the half stump and there is no run. We need to find another Joseph because we are struggling to bowl these teams out regularly. And some would say, and this is where I would say the 3 persons who I'm looking at, to be honest, the 3 persons I'm looking at, and I'm going for pace. I'm going for absolute pace. And Jerry McAllister is in the conversation, but I still think he needs a body of work. But going for absolute pace is O'Shane Thomas, Odin Smith, and McKinley Clark. Those are the 3 that I'm going at. Joseph bowls to Karan, and Karan again swings outside the half stump. He's getting nowhere near the ball. Nowhere near the ball. And that's why I said that I think we miss Yannick Carrier in this match. I think Carrier would have bowled on these guys. Yes, give the Cricket Forum the likes. It is due. Thank you, Brian H. Please slash that like on the video and subscribe. Appreciate everyone who has tuned into the broadcast. Only 14 deliveries remaining in this match, and I expect that West Indies will bowl out Nepal as Joseph over the wicket again, bowled to Karan, and Karan ducked out a Yorker. So that one was full onto the stump, and Karan ducked out. So 1 delivery remaining in the 48th over, 221 for 9. This 5 made the deliveries bowled so far by Joseph, 2 for 44 from his 9.5 overs. As we watched him now walk slowly back to his top of the mark, as the Nepal flag looked limp in the 8 kilometers per hour wind. It looked very limp. It's not stretching out at all. It reflecting the mood of Nepal. As Joseph now, just about to start his run-up, make those 2 stuttering steps. He's in full gallop now, passes the umpire and ball to Karan. And Karan, what a catch, no drop! Oh, he's dropped at the 3rd slip, a fine gully, but Brandon King was full stretch to his right. Brilliant effort. It's the 2nd time off the bowling of Joseph that Brandon King is dropping a catch, but it was 2 great effort. Did he? Oh, great effort. Let's look at it. He was full stretch. Oh, he dropped. Oh, dropped again, but you cannot blame him. Cannot blame him. The batsman is running from Joseph's pace, similar to the first time I faced real pace, Jerome Taylor. Oh, Bobby Burns, you faced Jerome Taylor. I think Drake would have been a good addition. He's tall, off pace, and is accurate. Okay, Dane, welcome. Thank you for your opinion. Nothing wrong with your opinion. Joseph deserved 4 wickets today. Yes, he's looking for that 5 to He now needs another 3 wickets to be the fastest West Indies bowler to 100 ODI wicket. He has played 90. How many matches he has played? No, I think he has 3 matches to break the record. So he needs to get it in the next 3 matches. So he needs 3 wickets in the next 3 matches to break the record. I think he played 58 matches and the record is 61 matches. I think that Bishop has that record. So Bishop has the record, 61 matches for the fastest West Indian to 100 ODI wicket. And I think Joseph has played 58 matches so far and he's now on 97 wicket. So that is something to look forward to. Very, very, very interesting. Kemo Paul bowl, one of those slower delivery, short ball, slower delivery, signal wide by the umpire. I don't like this finish to the end of the innings. We don't look as ruthless as we should. I want us to look more ruthless. Johnson Charles, come on, man. Oh, well, that is understandable. He flicked back the ball and it hit on him. It's understandable, Brian H. I won't be too harsh on him on that. But although you want him to do better, but I won't be too harsh on him with that. So let's watch Kemo Paul over the wicket to bowl to Karan, a slower delivery, and Karan swings. He's nowhere near that. So Kemo Paul is now using his full variety. Yes, Atina, I agree with you. We need to finish strong. We need to be positive. We need to be clinical and strong. Yes, man, we need to said positive. We need to be incisive. Yes, we need to be incisive and finish off this. I'll be uploading the interviews as soon as they come through. Generally, Cricket West Indies might interview one player and the ICC might interview one. As soon as those come through, Paul bowl again to Karan, and Karan swings and got the bottom edge and it runs into the fine leg boundary for 4. I don't think Older ran at full tilt towards that delivery, but it's 231 now for 9. I didn't think he runs at full tilt. I think the West Indies team is slacking off, and I do not like this. I want us to be more clinical. It was a short ball from Paul. Karan swings at it, got the bottom edge, and it runs down to the fine leg boundary for 4 as he circles over his bat. Kemo Paul now runs in to bowl to Karan. He passes the umpire just about now, bowl to Karan, and Karan swings again, but got the bottom portion of the bat, and the ball remains on the square, and there is no run. 231 for 9. 2 deliveries remaining in the 49th over, being bowled by Kemo Paul. This is his 10th over. He has gotten 2 for 42 so far. 2 for 62. Let me get my glasses here. It's 2 for 62. He has gotten 2 for 62 so far. So as Nepal is 231 for 9. I really want us to win by at least 100 runs. Please, as the gentlemen have asked, slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. It's just one click. Kemo Paul over the wicket, bowl to Karan again, short outside the half stump, and he cuts it down to the man and the third man boundary. Will they take the single? Yes, they take the single. So finally, Ragabashgi will face a ball. So Ragabashgi is coming into strike now. His first delivery is going to face. Let's see. He has been there a while. Karan is on 22. Nepal is fighting to the end. They are not giving up. This is good from Nepal, though, you know. Although we are saying that we want West Indies to be incisive, give Nepal credit. This is very, very good from Nepal. They are fighting right down to the last moment. And this is one of the characteristics of the associate teams. They don't give up. They are fit. They can feel. And they fight right down to the last ball over the wicket. Bowl to Ragabashki. And he defends it down the offside of the pitch. That's the end of the 49th over. 1 over remaining. Give these associate teams credit. They fight to the last. I think so too, Mr. Casanova. He's on the expensive side. Athena, we got to finish like Mike Tyson start. I agree with you. Bop, 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 bop. And Berbick is down. I remember he beating up Trevor Berbick. Should bowl some Yorkers to these tail enders. Yes, I saw Paul went for the Yorkers. Who do you give this final over? Older? I'll give Older or Mayers. I would not go back to Chase. I would not want Chase to bowl this final over. It looks like it is Older. Is it Older or Myers? I have not seen who's going to bowl this final overs yet. So I will not go back. Who's going to bowl? It look like it's Myers. That short run up look like it's Myers. Let's see. Yes, Myers round the wicket, down the leg side, clipped away, down to the boundary. Oh no, it took him on his pad and it goes down to the boundary, but there's a fielder there and there's no run because he wants the strike. He doesn't want to give the other batsman the strike. All that finish, thank you. All that finish is allotment. So Myers will be bowling the final over. So Myers, second delivery of the final over. Hydrate every day with water. Bowl to Karan and Karan swings. He's not driving the ball, he's just swinging from his hip. And this one goes to the field at mid-off and there is no run. Hydrate every day with water. Please slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. I think Sammy must be more involved during the game, similar to football coaches. I can see that the team is up. Good point. Yeah, I don't think anything wrong with that. I think he should send out a message and say, come on, man, let us be clinical. I don't have any issue with that. So there are now 238. What happened to that ball? That's another 6. Oh, while I was hydrating, this is the replay. Paul going round the wicket and pitching up the ball, and the batsman Karam hit it long off for 6. Myers should go over the wicket. I don't like round the wicket bowling to players when they are swinging. I prefer over the wicket, aim for the white line, the blue line. You continue around the wicket and the batsman drives back to Myers and there's no run. Is it a ball and caught? Yes, it's a ball and caught. Match over. Oh, well done, Myers. Who am I to tell him to go over the wicket? Who am I? So they are all out for 238. So West Indies win by 101 runs. Well done, West Indies. Well done. Well done. We won by 101 runs. So they did not get a chance to break that 100 runs. We won comfortable. Good innings from Pooran. Good innings from Sheikh Hope. My player of the match is Pooran. I love that catch that he took. I love the feeling that he did. Hope held the innings together. He captained the side. He took 2 catches behind the stump. But I'm giving it to Pooran. But as soon as the updates come in, as soon as those videos comes in, I'll upload them. Thank you all for tuning in. It was a great morning. It will be a happy day. Remember, we are not here for a long time. We are only here for a short time. Take care of your loved one. Be good. See you tomorrow for the preview of the match against Zimbabwe, and on Saturday for another watch along starting at 7:55 Saturday morning, just like this one started at 7:51. Be good. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved one. Have a great day now.